All right.
Have you done that a few times?
Awesome. All right. Let me pull up my notes. I think we're live. Yes,
Yay!
we're on Facebook. Awesome. As people hop in and join us live, go ahead and wave, say hey. So let us know where we're watching from. But we're going to go ahead and get it kicked off. We are here with Olivia Murray. She is I'm not going to say this word right, a licensed esthetician.
Esthetician, yes.
Esthetician. Um, and she is the owner and founder of Live for Aesthetics. Um, if you haven't been paying attention all 2023, which is what, almost 12 months now, we've been going live every single month on a different topic related to health and wellness. If you have missed any of them at all, they are all on YouTube. They are all in the Facebook group. If you can't find something that you're looking for, be sure to tag me. Let me know what you're looking for, and we will get you hooked up. But today we are talking all about skin and skin health, having healthy, clear skin, which I think everybody wants and everybody has struggled with at some point or another. But I'm going to kind of turn it over here to Olivia to give us a little bit more background. Tell us a little bit more about your history in the field, how you got into the space, and why.
So originally I started off wanting to be a cosmetologist, which is someone who does hair. So I went to a program called EVIT. You can go there for like school credit hours in high school. So I started that, realized it wasn't my passion. So I graduated as a junior. And once I did that, I wasn't really ready for college at 17. So I decided to pursue my passion, which is skincare. I went to the Southwest Institute of Natural Aesthetics, and it is one of the best schools around here. I know a lot of people have an iffy experience with their aesthetic school, and I was really blessed to have a great experience, to learn a lot, and it really made me just love my career and know I chose the right career path. So I started off waxing for about 5 years, and then a year and a half ago, I opened my own business. So I'm in Tempe, Arizona. I do take virtual clients as well. If you're ever interested in purchasing products or learning a little bit more about your skin, I can do an in-depth consultation. But I shared a room with someone for about a year, and now I have my own place. I'm there 5 days a week. And yeah, I really love it. I specialize in corrective skincare, so acne, anti-aging, anything along those lines. And then I also still wax as well.
That's awesome. I
Yes.
love it. And you say, from you knew, like passion was skin. How did you like like who like skin? I know it's the biggest organ of my body. That's all that I know. What
Yeah.
what drew you to skincare?
So once I went to cosmetology school and kind of didn't fall in love with that, but fell in love with the skincare part. Like I said, I was 17. So then my mom booked me a facial with someone, and I just loved kind of the relaxing environment. I love being around women all day. I do have a few male clients, but mostly for waxing. Um, so I just love being in like a happy environment around women, helping people boost their confidence. I think skin can affect people more than you realize. Acne can be debilitating. No one likes to see themselves aging. Like getting older is really hard. So helping people just become more confident in their skin, teaching them how to take care of themselves, prioritizing self-care. I just feel like it's super rewarding. So yeah, I feel like I'm a great listener. I'm there for my clients. I feel like I'm like a skin therapist because I hear and I see it all. I'm lucky because since I've had my own business, I haven't had one bad experience with clients. I've really been able to manifest my ideal clients, and I'm just surrounded by amazing women. I get to experience like a good day every day.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so I just
I
love
mean,
making a difference in people's lives and
yep.
feeling like I'm making a change.
And you say like the preventative skincare, which I like that term. I don't know that I've ever heard that before, but talking about acne and anti-aging, how prevalent is acne? I mean, we know, okay, teenagers acne, but how prevalent is acne, throughout a woman's lifetime?
Adult acne is very normal. It's very common and I see it a lot. I have treated a few different teenagers. It's harder because they don't like doing all the steps, but I mean, food, makeup products, skincare, they all can trigger acne, even if it doesn't like run in your family, or it's not genetic, like you can still break out. I think once people figure out the acne triggers, they can avoid it more. But I see people in their 30s, 40s still have acne because they just don't know how to treat it and how to prevent it properly. I mean, when it comes to skincare out there, like drugstore skincare, they market it really well. Like you see products sometimes and you're like, this is gonna help, says it targets acne, large pores, whatever. And then I look through the ingredient list and I'm like, oh, there's 5 different ingredients in there that's gonna clog pores and cause acne. So then people think that they have it, and it's just the products that they're using that really is triggering it. It's something that they can get rid of. So I honestly see it quite a bit with my older clients. So it is very, I feel like, prevalent and something that can be prevented and treated, but not completely cured if you are super acne prone. If you're not, and it's just using, I mean, certain acne triggers or skincare products, you can like completely get rid of it. I have cleared people fully, but sometimes people will do every single thing that they need to and still have breakouts, and it's just in their genetics.
Okay, so the super acne prone people are genetically prone to
A
more acne.
lot of times they are, yeah.
Okay.
So during my consultation, I'll ask them, like, did your mom or your dad or aunts or uncles or siblings have acne? And a lot of like the super acne prone people say yes, they do. And it's like, it's always gonna kind of be there. I'm sure we'll get into this more, but normal skin or people who aren't acne prone only shed around 1 layer of dead skin cells, and people who are acne prone, their pore sheds around 5 layers of dead skin cells every single day. So it's just, you can't really change that if it's just in your genetics. You can treat it by exfoliating more or doing things that will unclog the pore, but sometimes it's just like that. So as they get older, I mean, once people are in their 50s, 60s, like you don't really see it as much as your skin changes. I mean, you lose hydration and laxity and your skin's not producing as much oil. So I see it the most in between like teenagers to like 40 years old, I would say.
Yeah. Because when I think of acne, I think of like hormonal changes, again, like that teenager time frame. So obviously hormones play a role, but you mentioned some other triggers of
Mhm.
acne. What are some of those other triggers besides hormones?
So skincare products, makeup products, hormones, genetics, and then there are certain like lifestyle choices. If you're a heavy drinker, if you're a heavy smoker, I mean, the smoke's gonna clog the pores. If you use like laundry, laundry detergent, like scented laundry detergent or dryer sheets, those are extremely pore clogging. It's kind of funny. Kyle used to have back acne, and as soon as I switched to like a free and clear detergent with no scent, and then we stopped using the dryer sheets, he doesn't have it on his back anymore. So it just, some people can use the right products, and it's something as simple as what they're washing their clothes with. So all of those things, I did write down a long list of healthy foods and regular foods that can be acne triggers. I don't know if we're talking about that later, if I'll get on topic, but there's a lot of things that can spike your cortisol levels, and that's going to produce more sebum. The sebum and dead skin is what clogs the pore. So there are like a lot of sneaky acne triggers out there that you would never would think that would affect your skin, but you really are what you eat. What you put in your body is going to show, just like in health and fitness and weight gain and weight loss. So it's interesting, and you don't know these things until an acne specialist kind of walks you through it.
Right. You mentioned kind of what acne is. Are there different types of acne? Is there only one type and it is what it is? Tell us a little bit more just about
Yeah.
acne.
So they all start as microcomedones. It can take around 90 days to form. It's an inherited disorder of the pore. So it's when you're shedding too much skin cells. There's non-inflamed, so that's going to be like your whiteheads and your blackheads. And then there's inflamed. That's like the pustules, which is the stuff that you can pop when you like see a little whitehead. That's the red stuff, papules, and then cystic acne. So inflamed acne is a lot easier to treat than non-inflamed. I'd say I can, if they're following every single thing, to a T, I can clear people with inflamed acne for like 3 to 5 months, and inflamed, it's closer to like 5 to 8.
Mm.
Um, I don't know why. That's just kind of how it is. It's just more difficult to treat. And then there's also combination, which is both. Some people get a lot of like blackheads on their nose or on their chin, and then they have like the breakouts on their cheeks. Um, if you have like breakouts on your cheeks, it's mostly due to like your diet. If it's on like your chin and your jawline, it's more of like hormones. So it's kind of interesting how you can see where the location is, how it affects different, or like you'll be able to tell what it really is. I have some clients who have like PCOS, and they'll clear their skin, but it's like right here, it still is where they suffer from, and it's just hormones. So sometimes I don't have a doctor that I like refer people out, but I do recommend they do like a blood panel or see a naturopathic to kind of see whether they can go to address that part.
Yeah, and you talked a little bit about, hormones and PCOS. Well, stress impacts our hormones, obviously, with the influx of cortisol. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
specific area of the body, or is that just everywhere?
That can just kind of be anywhere, to be honest. So yeah, once your cortisol level is spiked, you produce more sebum, and it can kind of be anywhere. You don't necessarily see stress breakouts in a certain area. I was treating someone with back acne for a long time, and I took this very in-depth acne course. It took me a while to get through, but it kind of like related to like liver problems, which was interesting. I wouldn't have known that unless I took that course. You don't go as in depth about acne in school. It's something I've had to do continuing education on, but yeah, that was interesting. And he's like, I guess it makes sense because it's like kind of filtering everything. He was a very healthy guy. And so he went and got that checked, and he was able, I couldn't tell you exactly what he did because I don't remember, but he was able to address it a little bit more by working with the doctor.
Okay. Now, is there other, stress causes inflammation in the body, and like you said, it produces more of something. We have also other inflammation processes in the body. You talked a little bit or mentioned briefly inflammatory oils. Um,
Yes.
what is that?
So the inflammatory oils that you're going to want to avoid is canola oil, corn oil, safflower, sunflower, soybean oil, soy oil, and vegetable oil. I tell my clients stick to olive oil or avocado oil. Like that's it. I know some people like to fry stuff, but with my acne program, you really need to commit to all of these things. Like I can promise to clear someone and help them, but they need to follow it kind of to a T. So it really does matter what you're cooking with. If you're eating a lot of chips, like we don't know what kind of oil they're cooking it with, or like French fries. So cooking at home and knowing what you're cooking with is going to be, you'll be more successful at clearing your skin. I think inflammation, or not, I know inflammation is like the root cause of like a lot of diseases. So I'm glad that I did take these acne courses. And then of course I'm glad that I'm with Kyle because I've learned so much about how everything affects your body. And I try to take care of myself now so I can move and still be working when in like 40, 50 years.
Right. And for those that don't know, Olivia is Kyle's wife, Coach Kyle's
Yes.
wife. So I don't think I did make that announcement there at the beginning. I apologize, but
Oh, you're good.
yes. So whatever we're referring to Kyle, that's that's who we're talking
Yes.
about. And awesome, yeah. And they just got married, so congratulations to them. But we've been talking. Mentioned like oils and yeah, like greasy food. I just equate greasy food to greasy face, and maybe I shouldn't do that. But um, we what we eat very much impacts, like you said, the rest of our body, not only skin health but physical health. Um, what about like the gut health? I mean, we've had previous lives on gut health, but how does um, that impact acne? Does it have a role on acne?
Yeah. So an imbalance in the microbiome is going to affect your digestion, it'll cause inflammation, and that can trigger acne. So really prioritizing a healthy lifestyle, getting like high quality meats, incorporating fruits and vegetables into every meal. All that stuff is going to be super important. It all does relate back to each other. Taking the right supplements, taking the wrong ones can also trigger your acne as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just you are what you eat, and if you're eating greasy, fried food filled with lots of fats and oils and sugars, like it's gonna reflect in your skin. So it's just super important to realize a few products aren't gonna fix your face. It is like a whole thing, and a lot of people don't know that, like we're not taught about it unless you like seek a professional. So yeah, the inflammation can clog the pores, and that's what creates the inflamed acne.
You mentioned supplementing. Are there certain deficiencies that acne prone people tend to have, and they, oh, I can supplement with this vitamin, or really make sure I eat this type of food to help? Or yeah, let's start there.
So a lot of Americans are actually deficient in omega-3s, so it's important to find a quality fish oil, and there are kind of differences. I have a few that I recommend. I use the Face Reality ones, but then also zinc. A lot of people are uh, deficient in zinc, and taking zinc is like an anti-inflammatory, so that's really going to help people with the inflamed acne. Um, so yeah, those are pretty much like the two ones that I'd really recommend. Also, like vitamin, I think it's A, D, and E are going to be important to take as well. Um, high quality ones, of course, too. You don't want to settle for like the cheapest one, and it's always important to read the labels as well. It's going to be important to avoid the biotin, B12, and B6. Those are in a lot of multivitamins. So, since acne is an overproduction of skin cells, biotin is going to be really bad because biotin helps produce more skin cells and hair cells. So it's something sneaky that you wouldn't expect, but it is in a lot of energy drinks. It's in pre-workout, at least the B12 and B6 are. So those can be acne triggers. Also caffeine. You wouldn't think it, but that also does spike your cortisol and causes your skin to produce more sebum as well. So Face Reality, which is the product line, the acne line that I use, it's specifically for acne. They have a probiotic and zinc, and then they also have like omega-3s and antioxidants. So taking those supplements, they're high quality, that they're working with your products. Since I carry those, I don't exactly have brands that I recommend. But if anyone wanted to shoot me a message, I can give them more information about those supplements and stuff too.
Oh, it's crazy that you say biotin, because people are like, oh, biotin, hair, skin, and nails. And they turn to that, and that could be very well what's causing skin
A
issues.
100%. 100%.
Oh,
It's
wow.
crazy. Yeah, one of my clients took like a biotin pill every day, B12 or B6, I don't remember. She has narcolepsy, so her doctor told her to take that. So I'm like, ask him before you stop. I don't remember the exact reason how it helped her, but and then she drank 2 energy drinks a day, and just cutting those out within 3 weeks, you could tell a significant difference between doing that and having like a skincare routine. So it's crazy. I mean, like I said, the marketing out there, it makes you really believe it. Like, oh, this is gonna help my skin, hair, nails, and it can for people who aren't acne prone, who never have breakouts. But some people never break out. They start taking the supplement when they get a little bit older. People are trying to prioritize health and wellness, and it ends up doing the opposite of what they were hoping for.
I'm excited to get to the skin routine part, but I want to keep covering all of these different triggers that people should, be aware of. So we talked a little bit about, all these vitamins and supplements, caffeine, which I'm a little sad about.
I know.
But what about other foods, besides like greasy oils and things like that?
Okay, so I wrote down a list because there's a lot, so don't judge me. I know half of these off the top of my head, but I also send home everyone with a packet that's like one that they can hold and then a whole list. But some of the healthy foods that can trigger acne are like tofu, soy milk, soybeans, soy sauce, shellfish, shrimp. Shrimp is high in iodines, iodides, iodide salt. Those are all acne triggers. Peanuts, peanut butter, peanut oil are high in androgens. That's going to produce more sebum as well. Um, let's see, spirulina and chlorella, and that's in a lot of shakes. What's the word I'm looking for? Not supplements or shakes, but
like green shots
reds and
almost.
greens, like the reds and
Okay.
greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing something with that, and I'm like, can't be eating your peanut butter in your breakfast and doing that and expect to not break out. Um, so yeah, those are just some of them, and then some unhealthy foods are like cakes, pies, candies, microwavable popcorn, donuts, cream-filled candies, excess sugar, crackers, breakfast biscuits, anything that's with a lot of sugars, fats, or oils, you know?
A lot of the processed foods, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, is this kind of standard across the board, or is it okay, this could really vary from person to person? Peanuts could really make this person break out, whereas another person not so much.
Yeah, everyone's different. Just like everyone needs a different skincare routine that's customized to them. I kind of tell people cut out all of it at first and then slow after 3 to 4 months, once you are cleared, introduce one at a time. If it's been 2, 3 weeks and nothing's happened, you're good. But you're not gonna know unless you slowly introduce them, you know?
Right.
So some things I like absolutely tell them to like stay away from. I don't think peanut butter. I know it's hard because peanut butter is so good and it's in everything, but or the soy protein, soy and whey protein shakes and bars, and like the supplements that I talked about. But other than that, I think they're kind of hit or miss. Of course, like milk. I mean, that's arguably healthy. Some are and some aren't, you know. But certain things can. Dairy's a huge acne trigger. I try to get people to cut that out as well. But it's hard, you know. It's easier to tell, which we can go over next, but it's easier to have people incorporate like anti-inflammatory foods than like completely change their diet. Because some people leave and they're overwhelmed. They're like, okay, I already have 6 products to use, and now I have to change my whole lifestyle. You know, like some people don't realize how unhealthy they are until we kind of talk about it. So there are things like let's see, blueberries, hemp seeds, like turmeric, ginger, green tea, cinnamon, mushrooms, chicken breast, salmon, halibut, leafy greens, asparagus. Those are all anti-inflammatory foods. So I always recommend like just go on Amazon, get an anti-inflammatory cookbook, you know, and kind of play around with that and learn how to eat healthier, um, and slowly cut things out. Because I don't want to overwhelm people to where they feel like they're never going to get clear, and they're never going to be able to eat the foods that they want, because they can. It's just about balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like 80-20 rule. And with you guys, it's kind of how I feel too. Like if you're going to pig out on the weekends, like, okay, just make sure it's only one day, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Great. That balance. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it is all about balance. And like I said, everyone's different, just figuring out what's causing your breakouts. It's a little bit harder with the non-inflamed acne, like the blackheads and whiteheads, than it is like the inflamed acne, because I I would say if you have the non-inflamed, it's not as much triggered by the food because you're not having that inflammation that you would see with the inflamed acne, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
we I keep going back to like middle school, thinking, okay, teens, and how did they deal with acne, and I had a lot of friends, if they had a really bad acne, they got on birth control to
Yeah.
manage that, even if they weren't sexually active. Oh, here, go on birth control, that's going to help do X, Y, and Z.
Uh-huh.
How does birth control play a role in acne management?
So with birth control and Accutane, it really is slapping a band-aid on it. You're not addressing any of the triggers. So if you're on birth control and you're still using the wrong products and having a terrible diet, it's not gonna do what the doctor is telling you to do. I think it's kind of crazy to prescribe that for a skin condition. I mean, it helps for a few things, and it has a list about this long with the side effects. So, in my opinion, I'd rather take the holistic approach. If you are on birth control, you're going to want to choose one that's higher in estrogen and lower in androgens. Kind of like how I talked about how the peanut and peanut butter have a lot of androgens in them. It just increases that oil production. So I do have a list. If anyone is interested, feel free to message me at Live for Aesthetics on Instagram, or I don't know if my Facebook link will be on there. But I do have a list of acne safe birth controls, but also I can't really tell them what to do. They need to speak to their doctor about it. I think that's kind of an important part. But yeah, it's a band-aid. It's not addressing the root cause, so it's always going to be there if you're continuing to do the wrong things. So I wouldn't personally recommend doing that specifically for acne. Of course, it's great for like pregnancy prevention, but not, it has nothing to do really with skin. So it is mind blowing to me that they prescribe that and Accutane so easily when the side effects are like this long and the benefits are like this big.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of kids were on Accutane too, and it was one of those like, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
so Accutane is just terrible for your body. Like it dries out your whole body. I'm a waxer, so you can't wax for a year after you stop because your skin has thinned out so much. I think people get a little bit worried like with retinol or certain products that it's going to thin the skin, and nothing's going to thin your skin like Accutane will. Um, you go to a dermatologist and they'll be like, well, here's Accutane or here's tretinoin, and they don't tell you how your acne is formed. They don't tell you how to prevent it. Um, the cream version of tretinoin actually has a lot of pore clogging ingredients, so it's gonna damage your barrier. So your skin, you'll have more like tightness, flakiness, peeling. You're going to be more sun sensitive. You're going to have a little bit more inflammation, and it's just going to do a lot more harm than it will good. So it's just not the route I would ever say. I think about 2% of the people who are prescribed Accutane should actually use it. I'm not saying it's a never thing, but I think they just overprescribe it, and they don't teach you anything about it. You see the dermatologist for a minute and a half, they look at you, look down at the computer for like 45 seconds, and then you have a prescription. Like that's just wouldn't be my approach.
Right. And I think that's going off on a tangent here, our frustration with a lot of doctors, the medical system nowadays, it's, oh, let's treat the symptoms rather than addressing the root
A
cause
hundred
so you don't
percent.
have these issues.
100%. And I understand doctors are very prescription based. Like that's what they were taught. That's what they know how to do. Um, but when it comes to skincare, I'm like naturopath is the only kind of doctor that I would recommend. Someone who can test your blood, test your hormones, allergy tests, whatever. Someone who's really gonna listen to you. When people come in for their first like acne consultation, I listen to them for the first 30 minutes. I let them talk about their experiences, what they've tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked, how it makes them feel, literally everything, because some people have never been listened to for more than 2 minutes, and being able to tell them like I can help you is just, I don't know the word I'm looking for. It just makes them so happy because sometimes they never hear that. They
Right.
never, no one ever tells them like, okay, I can really help you. Because if they're good listeners, if they're like willing to do whatever, which a lot of the times people come to me are they're at like their end point, you know. They'll do anything. So it's super rewarding just because they're like, even my doctor didn't do this, you know. So I like to try to just listen to people and help walk them through the whole process instead of just, okay, well, here's this and this and that, and we're done here, you know, like a lot of doctors do.
Yeah. It sounds like you have quite the you have kind of two different routes. Yes, you got to do this in your lifestyle, but also here's what we can do now as far as kind of skincare goes. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit about that. You know, what's an effective skincare routine? What should people be putting on their face
Uh-huh.
to help?
So it kind of depends if you're oily, if you're dry, mature, or if you have a darker Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is just one is the lightest you can be, and six is the darkest you can be. So you take different approaches for how dark the skin is, just because darker skin can like how create pigmentation. Kind of also depends on the severity. So there's moderate or mild, moderate, and severe acne. So it's hard for me to recommend like drugstore products because I can't guarantee the results, you know, but from Face Reality, I mean, a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, SPF, basic routine for everyone. I think everyone needs those three things, you know. Toner is the one thing that I'm like, okay, you don't absolutely need it, but to treat inflamed acne, the products I use the most are the Mandelic serum. So Mandelic serum is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antifungal. So some people struggle from fungal acne. Um, no specific trigger that causes that. Some people just have it. It also lifts hyperpigmentation, so that's going to lift any pigment left over from acne scars. And then it's also, oh, it helps with cellular turnover, so it helps exfoliate the skin. And then benzoyl peroxide. There are a lot of benzoyl peroxides at the store that are very drying. I wouldn't recommend anything over 2.5 to 5% starting out. But that's gonna clear the like enter the pore, clear it of the dead skin cells and the sebum, and then it's also gonna prevent and treat acne. Benzoyl peroxide really is crucial to clearing the skin. It's something that we slowly incorporate. So that's why I see my acne clients every 2 weeks. You start out by using it only 15 minutes for a night and then go to 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours until after almost a month where you're sleeping in it. So I'd say the top two for for inflamed, I'd treat is with the Mandelic and the benzoyl peroxide. I don't give those to clients unless they're specifically in my acne program because they do need to be walked through the steps. So I have to be available by email and text message so I can help them because there are a lot of questions since the routine is kind of customized for them. I can't just write it all out in a packet and then follow it step by step necessarily. For non-inflamed, good retinol, which is a vitamin A corrective serum or glycolic acid. It's going to be super beneficial. And if you have combination acne, you're always going to treat the inflamed acne first because it clears easier than the non-inflamed. So a good sulfur mask or sulfur spot treatment is also great. That's not going to help prevent it, but it does help treat it. It's an anti-inflammatory, so just doing a little spot treatment just where your acne lesions are can help clear those up in 2 to 3 days. So that's really nice. Just people are going out on the weekend and they want their inflamed acne to go away, you know. Something else that is important, free, everyone can kind of do it at home, is icing their skin. So you can literally use just an ice cube. I mean, it's cold, but or you can get like an ice roller on Amazon. You don't have to spend more than like $12, but icing your face to 1 to 2 minutes at night. You'd cleanse your skin, ice, do your double cleanse, which is your second cleanse, and then do your normal routine. But instead of just holding it on the lesion, you'd kind of move it around. It's really gonna help bring down the inflammation, and it's something anyone can do, you know? So that's a good start, but I think that's pretty much it. I mean, really using products that don't have any pore clogging ingredients. There is an app called Acne Safe. So you just go into Google, copy and paste your ingredients into that app, and it'll highlight in red if there are any pore clogging ingredients in it. So even if you were not able to purchase a skincare routine through me and you wanted to try some stuff out at the drugstore, I always recommend doing that. Hair products as well can clog your pores. If I'm seeing people with bangs with a lot of acne up here, I'm like, go home and check all your hair products. I don't necessarily tell people, oh, throw them all out, but I'm like, when you're done with it, get a new one
Right.
and check on the app first. Because I mean, no one can remember all these pore clogging ingredients. I don't. Like, there's a list of like 40 or something. So that makes it super easy to do that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the hair care, people get back acne too. That can be from like conditioner and they just don't wash it off all the way at the end, or stuff like that too. So there's a lot that goes into it. If it's on people's hairline too, or if they have like sideburns and then I see it there, that's just my guess as well.
I mean, one thing that you'd mentioned when we were talking was kind of like pre-gym
Oh yeah.
skincare.
Yes.
Well, us being in the health and wellness field, we work out. So, are you supposed to have a pre-gym, post-gym skincare routine?
So before the gym, you just want to keep it really simple. I mean, I use retinol at night. So you want to wash that away. You don't want anything going into your eyes at the gym. So you just keep it simple. You're gonna cleanse your skin, moisturize and SPF. No matter when you leave your house, unless the sun is down, like you gotta wear the SPF. Cumulative oh, excuse me, cumulative sun damage really adds up. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be in the sun, but I'm still parking far away from the grocery store. I'm parking far away from the gym. And then I'm going to watch my kid's soccer game. And then I'm getting the mail. Like, before you know it, it can be an hour. And the sun can cause pigmentation, especially when you're using acne products like the benzoyl peroxide and the mandelic serum. You're going to be a little bit more sun sensitive. So just keeping it simple, cleanse, moisturize, and SPF, and then when you get back, shower, and then just do your normal skincare routine. I don't really recommend using like a retinol or anything in the morning. That's more at night. So just like their basic morning routine after you go to the gym. And if you go to the gym at night, I still would recommend coming home. If you're a girl and you wear makeup, washing off your makeup before you go to the gym. You don't need to sweat there and have everything falling down your face, and then you're rubbing it in and touching all the weights and then touching your face. And they don't wipe down the weights, they wipe down the benches and the bars, but I guarantee you those things are not getting clean. So I guess another important part that I can touch on, I know we didn't talk about this, but it's wiping things down. After treatment, I tell my clients, wipe down your phone, wipe down your laptop, your remote, your steering wheel, anything that you're touching and touching your face without thinking about it, because it can spread bacteria, and the bacteria loves the dead skin and oil that are in your pores. So that can also cause inflamed acne as well. Like I said, it starts as a microcomedone, which is like almost like a blackhead, and then once bacteria meets it, it becomes inflamed. So yeah, I would wash your face before you go if you have a face full of makeup on.
Now, coming to that topic of makeup, is there a certain type of makeup, a brand of makeup that is best when it comes to, healthy skin? Or are they all kind of the same? And as long as you make sure you do your cleansing routine, you're okay.
So kind of just like skincare, you have to check it for the pore clogging ingredients as well. Some brands have half the products don't have any and the other half do. The one brand that I've found has the least is Rare Beauty, and I actually think that's Selena Gomez's line, but I've never tried it. so I don't want to speak upon it. I also do have a list in one of my packets that have like makeup that's free of pore clogging ingredients. I do post those on my Instagram as well. They're just random, you know, some blush is fine with one line and then another it's not. And you really don't know unless you plug the ingredients into the app. So yeah, I guess I would just say rare beauty. I think drugstore products use a lot cheaper ingredients or not as high quality, and they do have more pore cloggers in there. So it sucks, but I really feel like you truly do need to invest a little bit more in at least your foundation and your concealer, something that's going straight onto your skin.
Right. And probably skincare in general, right? You don't want the
Mm-hmm.
cheapo Walmart, whatever. You
Yeah.
kind of find something that, has high quality ingredients because, this is the only face they have face transplants now, but this is the
Yeah.
only face you get, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people use Cetaphil and CeraVe, and although a lot of dermatologists recommend it, it's not doing much for your skin. It's not making it worse because most of them don't have pore clogging ingredients, but it's also not doing anything, and that's why they tell you to do it because they're giving you tretinoin or Accutane or something that's really aggressive on your skin. So they want a creamy cleanser that will cleanse your skin, but it's also not going to do anything to address your acne, pigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, anything like that. So investing in a good skincare routine is great. If you're looking for like a professional line, there's a few out there that I love. I mean, I do Face Reality, which is acne, and then I do Jan Marini, which is anti-aging and pigmentation. But I also love Glymed. I've tried Circadia a little bit. They have really good products. DMK is good. Skin Better is good for anti-aging. I don't know if I'd recommend it for acne, but there are a lot of great product lines out there, even if you weren't choosing mine. But yeah, investing in your skin is going to pay off. I mean, it's the largest organ of your body, and you want to take care of it. Like I said, getting older is hard, and looking at yourself and really seeing the difference in your skin can be overwhelming for people. So starting early is better. You know, getting a good skin routine in your 20s will make your 30s be a little better because you're not aging as rapidly, you know, as long as you're like doing the right thing. So, of course, I don't recommend heavy drinking, smoking cigarettes, or the vape, or anything like that. I don't recommend sun exposure. I think those are like the three biggest causes of premature aging. So yeah, although I love the beach, I mean, I go there a lot. I always wear the big floppy hats, put on my sunglasses. I actually didn't get burnt once, and we were in Punta Cana for a whole week because I reapply my sunscreen. So I put it on, and at least twice throughout the day, I reapply. So if I'm in the water for an hour and then I get out, that sunscreen's gone. So I got to put it back on. My mom and dad have aged very gracefully. They're both almost 60, and you would think that they were in their early 40s. And I don't know how because my dad never wears sunscreen, but my mom does. She takes really good care of herself. So it's kind of cool looking at her. And then some of my friends' parents who may not have taken care of themselves as well, and you can really tell the difference. My mom's like prioritized a good skincare routine, but also she walks every day. She does yoga, like she gets her blood pumping. She eats really well. Of course, she has her little sweets sometimes, but she's just aged really gracefully. So I'm like hoping genetics are on my side and these good skincare routines and seeking the sun or the shade when I'm in the sun is really gonna help me, you know. I think everyone wants to age gracefully. It's just easier said than done, you know.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And a lot of the ladies we have in our group, we have a lot of, yes, young women, but we also have some in the older crowd that are probably like, well, I've already aged, and you can
Yeah.
tell. Any advice for them?
Uh-huh. So if you're wanting to avoid like Botox and fillers and surgery and stuff like that, a good skincare routine and then going through a program. So I know most people aren't in Arizona, but I just created this new program called Reverse the Clock, and it includes chemical peels and microchanneling. microchanneling is similar to microneedling. It's collagen induction therapy. So really, I mean, if you've already aged, expect to spend like 9, 10 months really working on your skin, producing more collagen. Like I said, the microchanneling is collagen induction therapy. We lose 1% of our collagen every year after we turn 25. So that one treatment is going to reintroduce that 1% back into your skin. So, of course, if you have issues like laxity, if you have a lot of hanging skin, that's going to be a lot harder to treat and you need to adjust your expectations. But if you have like the fine lines and wrinkles like on your forehead or your crow's feet or pigmentation in your skin, that can be addressed with the right treatments. It's also important to go to the right provider. You want to go to someone who has FDA approved devices. You want to go to someone who knows what they're doing, because if you go to an inexperienced person, it can do more harm than good. Like I said, if someone has super dark skin and you're going to someone who only treats like super light people and they do an aggressive peel, like, or an aggressive microchanneling treatment, it can damage your skin. So reading reviews, looking through people's Instagram or Facebook, is going to be really important to find the best person. I always like going on Facebook groups, getting recommendations from people other than just the owner of the company. So I think all those things can help people. I mean, Botox is always great. I've already started doing that. Do I think other people need to start as young as me? No, but since I am in the beauty industry and I'm the face of my business, I've already kind of started. I do it like twice a year though. A lot of people do it like 4 times a year, but I don't know. I just feel like I need to be a face of my business, and I just want to start early.
A lot of people, and I don't know much about it. And I don't think a lot of other people know too, except other than, oh, my friend got it. Is that safe? I mean, you're putting stuff
Yeah.
into your skin, so
I mean, I don't do Botox. It's like nurses and PAs and doctors can do it. But it's pretty much just freezing your forehead, but it only lasts for like 3 to 4 months. So again, as long as you're going to an experienced injector, you're safe. If you're going to an inexperienced, like sometimes your eyebrow will drop, or there can be bad things that I've heard have happened. Thankfully, I don't know anyone it's happened to, but I think it's fairly safe. I mean, it's up to everyone to make their own decisions about what they're putting in their body. I'd never promote something I didn't think worked or I thought was unhealthy. Um, but yeah, it's just up to what people think. I mean, I've seen the only dangerous thing I've seen with Botox is I watched 1,000 Ways to Die. Have you ever seen that show? And this was like 10 years ago, probably more than that. And someone got Botox and then went into a jacuzzi like that same night. And like, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, and like ended up drowning. So, like, of course, there are like side effects, but you need to go through that with your injector. And if they're experienced, they'll talk about all that stuff with you. So, it's just like not laying down flat all the way for like 4 hours or drinking alcohol after it or little things like that. But you just get a little pinpoint bleeding. It doesn't go too deep, I don't think. I mean, you can hear a little crunch when they do it in your forehead, but it's nothing like super painful. But I did it to kind of prevent in my forehead. I didn't do it to where it's completely frozen, but some people do that. I mean, when your forehead can't move, you can't really get like the expression wrinkles. And I have always, I mean, I look back at photos from me in 7th grade and I'm smiling and I have wrinkles just because that's how I smile. So I guess it's different for everyone. Just finding a good person who can walk you through the whole process. Like I said, I'm not allowed to legally do that, but I
yeah.
think you have to be a nurse in most states.
Like with anything, doing your due diligence and making sure you understand all of the benefits as well as the risks associated with we talked about birth control
Yeah.
as well, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
um and I think another thing we haven't mentioned yet, but you and I are both doing, tell us how important this is for skin. Water.
Yeah, I mean, you need to drink water. I try to tell my clients like stay away from the sodas, stay away from the drinks with a bunch of sugars in it. I mean, trying to drink almost a gallon of water a day, you're gonna be peeing too much. You're not gonna be thinking about drinking anything else, you know? So I've never been a big soda drinker, and I think that's helped me out a lot. Like my sister loves Dr. Pepper. She could wake up and drink it at 6 in the morning, you know? And like she's very fit. She is very fit. I would say she's more fit than I am. So I don't know how she does it. But I mean, yeah, it's all about balance, I guess. But drinking water just helps with your digestive system. I mean, it helps a lot. I don't necessarily know exactly what like skin related. It's not gonna help like you like not produce more skin cells or anything like that, but it is just essential. I mean, shouldn't be drinking like lemonades or sugary stuff all the time or sodas. It's just gonna do more harm than good.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're coming up to the end here. I know we have just a few minutes and I want to leave time for questions. So if people are watching
Okay.
and you have questions, go ahead and post them in the comments. Um, but I do have another something I thought of because we were talking about the procedure that you do and suggest to help produce collagen. Um,
Uh-huh.
Now, how important are something like that, but as well as like collagen supplements to help with skin elasticity and all that kind of stuff?
So the collagen supplements, to be honest, aren't gonna really do too much for your skin, which is something I didn't really realize until I went through this program. I'm pretty sure they said it's because the molecule is too big or it's not really going to affect it. So like the collagen drinks or the supplements, I think can be good for you, but it really doesn't affect your skin like they advertise that it does.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
I wish I knew more on that. I just know that it's not it doesn't help like they say it does, you know. It's not anything necessary that I'd recommend to my clients. I don't tell them that they need to get it. They need to not do it. It's not going to hurt them, but it's also not going to necessarily address any skin concerns.
Yeah. And well, probably like all the different types of protein out there. There's all the different
Mhm.
types of collagen. So they're, yes, yeah, certain ones aren't going to do anything and maybe
Yeah, I
others,
could
who
look
knows?
more into that one, but I guess I'm not too sure other than what I said to you.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And we have a comment here on Facebook talking about Accutane, and that, if somebody was on it, it can cause birth defects. And so that's why you have to be on
Yes.
birth control at the same time.
Yes, and that's so crazy to me because it's like that shouldn't be a thing, you know? Like you have to be or like completely abstinent, and that just seems crazy to me. Like I said, the side effect list is that long. Like people can have suicidal thoughts or like suicide is one of the side effects. I'm like, that's just crazy. Just like I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Hulu lately, and they'll talk about a medicine, say what it does in 2 sentences, and for the next 45 seconds, they're talking about all the bad things it does. That's kind of just how Accutane is. The fact that it can affect your baby from taking it, I think you still have to stay on it for almost 6 months afterwards too. Like Accutane doesn't just leave your system like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's an aggressive approach. Like I said, I'd only recommend it for about 2% of the people out there, and that's for the really deep cystic acne, very like genetic, like that runs in their genetics. And I
Yeah.
think they should exhaust all their options before doing that
Yes.
because it dries out your whole skin. Like it dries out everything. Just not good.
That is,
I also have heard that it can cause you to like lose hair loss. And like that's scary to me. I'm like, I already don't have that much hair. Like the fact like losing some one of my best friend's brothers, he's convinced that's why he went bald at like 18 years old. Like he shaves his head bald now. And he thinks it's because of the Accutane that he was on. Because no one in his family is bald. Like on either side. And he went on Accutane when he was like 16. By the time he was like 17, like he started balding.
wow.
Yeah, just very aggressive. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be like that. Like you can make changes to your lifestyle. I guess one of the things we didn't talk about is like, oops, like chlorine can affect it. So sometimes you'll see it in swimmers, because there's a lot of iodines in the chlorine, I'm pretty sure. So if you go swimming a lot and you have acne, just put on a thin layer of Aquaphor or Vaseline, and that's gonna help. Um, Cutting down smoking, like changing your laundry detergents, stimulants like I mean, I haven't personally seen someone come in and tell me this, but like cocaine, speed, any of that stuff that can also trigger it. So yeah, addressing lifestyle choices, focusing on a healthy gut, healthy diet, using the right skincare products, and yeah, getting treatments done. I perform chemical peels, so it sounds a lot scarier than it actually is. I do like mild ones, so you're gonna have a little bit of peeling and flaking, but it's beneficial because it's gonna clear out the pore and remove the dead skin cells that are clogging it. So yeah, the combination of all those things can really clear your skin. Um, and like I said, it can be managed but not completely cured. So if you still have a breakout, one or two every week, it's just normal. You know how to treat it. You can ice it, use the sulfur spot treatment, and it'll go away. I like to talk to my clients a lot and give them positive affirmations and just remind them that this is normal and they're doing everything that they can do to prevent it, and that's all they can do, you know. I'm here to walk them through it and help them, but it's not anything that's gone forever, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Now, as far as because this is a lot of information and
Yeah.
I'm like taking notes out the wazoo and I'm going to watch this back as well. But if people have more questions for you, where can they find you? You mentioned your Instagram. Is
Yeah.
there, are you on Facebook? Is there a good email for you? What's the best
Yeah.
way to get in touch with you?
I'd say Instagram. So it's just LIVFORAESTHETICS. So it's Live for Aesthetics. Also Facebook. And then my email is also livefораestheticsllc@gmail.com. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not good at answering the phone because I try to only answer during business hours, and a lot of times I do have clients, but I am available by text. That phone number is gonna be 480 420 8843. So yeah, I'm always very willing to answer any questions you have. I can't personally recommend drugstore products, and that's what a request that I do get a lot. But any other questions on that, I'm really good at answering and helping walk through it. And like I said, I do take virtual clients for my acne program, and then I can also do virtual for my anti-aging. It just looks a little bit different, like the outline of it.
Awesome. Now, if you had one piece of advice, no, people didn't watch anything but this last, little minute. What is one piece of advice you want people to walk away with?
If you're looking to address acne, find a good esthetician who is empathetic and who loves what they do, because it's not going to seem like work for them, and they're really going to be able to help you and listen to you like no one else has. So that's what I would say. I guess like just
Yeah.
find someone who knows that they can help you, and just go into it with an open mind and realize it's not a one size fits all, and you can work on clearing your skin and addressing your skin issues. You just need time and patience.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yay!
Got it. Well, thank you so much for speaking and sharing all of your knowledge. I'm gonna have to dissect all of these notes here before
Ah,
we hop off. But for anybody that has questions for Olivia, you know where to find her. If you missed all of that information and need me to get you in touch, let me know. I'm more than happy to get you guys connected. But if you're watching live or watching the replay, be sure in the comments to thank Olivia for all of her time and sharing her knowledge with us. And because we're here at the end of December, I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful New Year, and we'll talk to you all soon.
yes, thank you so much for having me and thinking about me to do this. I really enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to give some people some answers and clarify some things. I know it's super in depth and goes a lot deeper than you would think. So, like you said, if anyone has any questions, I'm an open book, and I'd love to be there and help them with their skincare journey.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, yay!
Yay.